is up, YouTube? This is the Sage, and I got an NU battle, in my opinion, for 5th gen against LollzWutt from wherever he comes from. So he leads off with the Aim Palm. I lead off with my Eaten Out Sharpedo, and I go for the Protect, predicting the Fake Out, but he goes for the Focus Black, so I'm like, obvious, Zorak is obvious. So I go for the Waterfall, because I'm faster now with my Speed Boost, and take him down pretty well, but I thought it'd take him out because Zoraks are really bad. But I get the flinch, and you know, one more would take it out. So he switches out, goes into a Scavenger, which is a really good physical wall, and just eats my Waterfall like a fucking beast. And I have no choice, I have to switch out, and he predicts that very well. I go into my Jolteon, but he goes for the Whirlwind. So my Jolteon's back away somewhere, and comes in my 2nd gen Bayleaf. So, you know, evolution so forth. He goes to the Toxic here, and I was gonna go for the Magico here, but I was like, reflect, thinking he'd go for the Brave Bird, but you know. So now, this turn, I go for the Magico, predicting his Whirlwind, like thinking I would switch out, but he goes for the Brave Bird instead. So I was like, shit. But because of the Reflect, and I have defense EVs in this thing, plus I have Evolution Stone, it won't take me that bad down, I guess to say. But it hits me again. I go for the Leech Seed here because I mean I want as much residual damage. There we go, I said it right on this bird because I don't have Toxic on this thing, and this pretty much is allergic for me. So you know, I get my leftovers. Oh, that's some leftovers. My Leech Seed, HP, whatever. I go to my Jolteon, predicting he'd go for the Brave Bird one more time to finish me off, but he goes for the Roost instead, knowing that, you know, what else can he do? So I get my Leech Seed off from him again, and I know he's gonna switch because I mean Thunderbolt is just gonna hurt him. But he goes into his Burger King, Nidoking, and I go for the Thunderbolt. I didn't want to overpredict too much because I mean there's so much other things that I could have done. HP Ice, and I still hit him especially hard. But you know, so I put my Bayleaf into Death Water because I know he'd hit me somewhere somehow with his Nidoking. So I go to my Slowpro, and he goes for the Thunderbolt. And this is actually an attacking Slowking, and I go for the Surf, and at one hit KOs it, obviously, because this is a Modest Life Orb, and because he has regeneration, I put Slack Off on this. I mean, every time I do something, you know, but he predicts my switch. I mean, he tries to predict my switch, but I just go and stay in because I know he's gonna do a Volt change. So I just stay in, you know, blah 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 blah. I go to my Sharpedo knowing that this thing is Zorak because his low health. So I get the Speed Boost, go for the Waterfall to finish it off, and Zorak is dead. And it didn't seem like he really needed that. This thing, he didn't need this thing in for this long or whatever. But yeah, he doesn't need it. So he goes into a Scavenger. I go for the Waterfall, predicting that he'd go for the Whirlwind again. But now, I switch out, predicting he wouldn't go for the Whirlwind right now, and he just goes for the Brave Bird, which doesn't do that much, but it does take enough, like a chunk out of me. Alright, this thing has terrible defenses. I'm just gonna say that as well. But he goes into a Spider-Man. I go for the Switcheroo, thinking that, you know, this thing was Scarfed and not Specs, but it's Specs. And he outspeeds me, so he takes me out. So I was like, fuck this. So my Jolteon dies. I was like, fuck. So I go into my Candy Chill because I know it's not Choice Scarf and I can outspeed it. So I go for the Rock Blast here, and this shit takes fucking just wrecks this thing. That last one shouldn't be necessary. He was supposed to be 3 hits, but you know. So he goes into his Boots. I know he's gonna go for the Fake Out, but I don't want anything else to take a Fake Out because Fake Outs hurt from the Ampon. But I win the Speed Tie. I go for the Sweep Slap, and I take it out with all 5 hits. Okay. Then he goes into his Scavenger, and I just wanted to take this thing as down as possible, so I go for the Rock Blast, and it does it does really well for a defensive wall. But he goes for a Brave Bird, and with the recoil from the Brave Bird, I think it kills him. No, it doesn't. But it takes it low. I'll say that. It takes it really low. And I go into my Eaten Out again, knowing that a Waterfall will take this thing out no matter what. So I go for the Waterfall here, take out the Scavenger, and, you know, everything's all good. And he goes into his Cloud 9, which is like, oh my god, no. fuck. But yeah, he goes for the I go for the crunch, and he goes for the cotton guard. I get the defense drop, so now he's only at +1, and he just keeps, doing this shit. So I have no choice. I have to keep crunching and crunching and crunching until I pray to God that he, loses all of his defense things, or I get a crit. So I get him down to another defense drop, and then I get then he roosts off. So all my speed boosts, blah blah blah. So I get a crunch off right here. Doesn't do that much. He goes for the cotton guard, and now he's probably gonna stall me out to fucking shit. But I mean, I have that fire monkey thing to take it out. But I go for another crunch, and I was like, holy shit, I got a crit. So that was good game, LollzWutt. Comment, like, subscribe, and later, guys. And I'm gonna be doing more in NUs. Yeah.